Breaking news this hour. As we mentioned, 6 more hostages have been released and are making their way towards Israel, bringing the total freed today to 8. The hostages were released as part of the terms to extend the temporary ceasefire between Hamas and Israel to a 7th day. In exchange, 8 Palestinian women and 22 Palestinian children are to be released from Israeli jails. The deal to extend the ceasefire for a 7th day came down to the early hours of the morning. It remains to be seen whether it will be extended to an 8th day. Once again, we are just minutes away from that ceasefire expiring. In tragic news today, it was announced that the husband of the American-Israeli citizen released yesterday, Aviv Atzili, was not taken hostage with her, but was in fact killed in the attacks by Hamas on October 7th. Let's bring in NBC News correspondent David Noriega in Tel Aviv. David, tell us about these hostages that were just released.
Alicia, hi. So yes, there is a group of 6 hostages. That's in addition to the 2 hostages that were released earlier tonight. The numbers are a little bit different and a little bit unusual tonight. The Qatari Foreign Ministry explained that that's because there was an additional 2 hostages released yesterday, which initially were thought to be outside of the framework of this agreement, which requires at least 10 hostages released per day. But it turns out that because they were Israeli citizens and they were women, they did in fact count towards that agreement. So they are being counted in today's numbers, essentially. That brings us up to 10. As far as the group of 6 that were just released, we know that there are dual nationals from Israel and Mexico, Russia, and Uruguay. Included in the 2 that were released earlier this evening was Mia Shem, who is 21 years old, and we know as the person who appeared in the first hostage video that was released by Hamas in the first weeks after the attack on October 7th. Alicia?
David, what can you tell us about talks to extend the ceasefire?
They are ongoing. The U.S. is engaged in pretty much a full-court diplomatic press. Secretary of State Blinken is here in Israel. The director of the CIA is in Doha. The FBI is meeting with American families of people currently being held hostage in Washington, D.C. They are putting as much pressure as they can on the Netanyahu government to bring American hostages out of Gaza. It's complicated, though, because the Netanyahu government is under a lot of political pressure domestically, particularly from the right flank of Netanyahu's coalition, but also from certain sectors of the Israeli public, to not extend the ceasefire agreement after, once we move past the initial framework of the agreement, which was for women and children hostages, exchange for women and children prisoners. Basically, once we start getting to male hostages, the calculation is going to get a lot more complicated, and the political calculation is going to get a lot more complicated. Alicia?
David, I want to ask you about the 30 Palestinian prisoners being released today. What do we know about them?
Yeah, so this is the latest round of prisoners released from Israeli military jails as part of this negotiation. It's been the same ratio from the beginning, 3 Palestinian prisoners for every 1 Israeli hostage released from the Gaza Strip. It's a really complicated situation, right? The Israeli government refers to these prisoners as terrorists. A lot of them were, in fact, convicted of very serious violent crimes, including attempted murder, stabbings, shootings, things like that. But a lot of them are, particularly among the teenage boys that are released as part of this agreement, a lot of them are held without charge or trial in a system of military courts through a policy known as administrative detention. People in the West Bank, people that I've spoken to in the West Bank, see this entire system of military justice as just one extension of what they call unjust military occupation that they live under every day. This is why we've seen such scenes of celebration in the West Bank every time these prisoners are released. Alicia?
NBC's